General Anupong Paujinda, the Minister of Interior, Mr. Chodarin Getson, the Deputy Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Interior, Mr. Buntam Letsukasem, Director General of the Department of Disaster Prevention and Mitigations. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to participate virtually in the first National Disaster Management Assembly, and I really regret that I cannot be there in person. Firstly, I would like to congratulate the government on the voluntary national report prepared for the midterm review of the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction. It is an important contribution to guide the work towards 2030 and to charter Thailand's disaster resilience pathway. Thailand has made great strides in implementing the Sendai Framework. Aligning the legal frameworks for national development and disaster risk reduction with the Sustainable Development Goals and the Sendai Framework creates an enabling environment for the implementation of these important global frameworks at the national and subnational levels. The government has also shown great leadership in advancing transboundary water resource and flood management in the Mekong basins. Unless rivers are managed from the upstream to downstream, a country's effort to reduce flooding will have limited effect. Thailand's work is an important foundation to build future efforts on. The issues highlighted in the Thailand's national review were also identified as priorities in the political declaration that member states adopted at the United Nations General Assembly in May. The need to further mainstream disaster risk reductions into the broader agendas, particularly development planning and investments, the need for more inclusive disaster risk reduction governance, and the need to strengthen disaster risk reduction financing and allocate sufficient and plannable resources to disaster risk reductions are challenges that Thailand shares with many other countries. Common challenges are an opportunity for increased cooperation between countries that can help us accelerate the implementation of the Sendai Framework in its second half. Risk reductions and resilience are essential for sustainable development. Thailand has recognized that the spiral of disasters undermines hard-won progress toward the SDGs. Thus, the National Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Plan 2021 to 2027 is built on the 3S, the Sendai Framework, the SDGs, and the principle of sufficient economy. The latter can support the implementation of the global frameworks by contributing to socially, economically, and environmentally resilient communities that can anticipate, cope with, and recover from disasters. Balance and sustainability, as postulated in the principle, can reduce people and communities' vulnerability to disasters. The National Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Plan marks the important shift from a reactive to a proactive approach to disaster management, where risk reductions and preparedness complement the disaster response and recovery. To mainstream disaster risk reduction in national policies, planning, and budget, cross-sectoral and interinstitutional risk governance mechanisms is crucial. This includes moving away from disaster risk reduction being seen as separate, merely a technical area. It will have a broad impact and contribute to achieving the SDGs relating to sustainability, resilience, and the climate change, as well as supporting poverty reduction. Climate risks are the largest drivers of disasters. Climate change does not only increase the frequency and intensity of natural hazards, it also reduces the capacity of people and communities to cope with its negative effects and exacerbates social disparities. And yet, the two fields often seem to operate in silos as a result of barriers created rather than practical policy considerations. Comprehensive disaster and climate risk management is central to development planning, including energy, industrial, land and ecological and urban systems. Risk-centered approaches should be integrated into national adaptation plans and adaptation and climate information into national and local disaster risk reduction strategies. Integrating a lens for inclusion, the development and implementation of climate change and disaster risk management policies, strategies, and programs will prevent the expansion of inequalities driven by climate change and ensure that no one is left behind. Thailand has made great strides in strengthening urban and local resilience to disasters and climate change. The National Disaster Prevention and Mitigation Plan incorporates the 10 essentials for making cities resilient, which emphasizes Thailand's commitment to urban resilience and provides the foundation for future work, including strengthening links between national and local disaster risk reduction efforts. UNDRR is pleased to continue supporting Thailand in these efforts through the Making Cities Resilience 2030 initiative as part of the broader United Nations support to Thailand. Thailand is an example of how a multi-stakeholder approach can improve local resilience. Bangkok, Katarawichai in Masharakam, and Phrik in Songkhla have harnessed the power of partnerships with universities to strengthen preparedness and response capacities under the Making Cities Resilience 2030 initiative. Academia can help obtain quality data and tools for local governments to make decisions. Quality of data on hazards, exposure, vulnerabilities, and capacities, as well as integrated data governance, have the power to inform and transform our decisions to plan and invest in risk reductions. The collection of data requires coordination among ministries and other stakeholders to define data standards, protocols, quality, and exchange between data contributors and users. Greater investments are needed in data disaggregated by sex, age, disability, and income to better understand disproportionate disaster impact and exposure and to inform resilience building plans. Cooperation between the public and the private sector is key to generating investments to make Thailand's systems and infrastructure more resilient to disasters and climate change and can help overcome public budget constraints. Thailand can build on its good experience of working with the private sector on disaster relief and expand such cooperation on longer-term prevention investment that reduce risk before it materializes into a disaster. UNDRR facilitates collaboration with the private sector through the ARISE network and piloted in 2022 a multi-hazard quick risk assessment tool to help small and medium enterprises in Thailand improve their disaster resilience. In the face of new challenges posed by climate change, Thailand is taking a proactive stance to prevent and reduce risk, drawing on its past experiences. Today's events highlights Thailand's efforts to promote multi-stakeholders engagement to create a safer and more sustainable future. The UNDRR Asia Pacific team is keen to continue the close partnership with you. I thank you.